We're invincible. Trust in me. We're invincible. Don't you see? We're invincible.
Welcome to episode 9 of the Better Than the Boer Challenge. We pick up where the last video left off, the Everton game, the key Everton game. As we mentioned then, they are bottom of the table. Yeah, still bottom of the table, so let's quick double check on that. Bottom of the table, vital game. And then we do follow up afterwards with a game against Brighton, just above us in the league. So depending on how everything goes today, we could be looking at a good swing, possibly up to 13th, maybe up to sort of 12th position. 11th and 10th is going to be really hard. Well, up to 9th is going to be really hard for us to break. There's quite a big point barrier there, although we do still play, I think, some of those teams to come, so hopefully we can turn that around and good few results. But as we mentioned, we've got a big tough run of games against the top 8 really coming soon, so we need to get as many points going now, and to cater to the fact that we're probably not going to get too many, despite the fact we've done quite well against the big teams. I am trying to make that transition now into slightly better play. We've got a few better players in the team that I think we can try and establish a bit of a better style of play than just sort of grinding it out for 90 minutes and hoping we get a chance that we score, and just not score it, not conceding at the other end. So yeah, I think we'll get into that game now. My voice is, I'm recording this right after the last recap, part 2 of the summary, and it was fading towards the end there, I'm aware of, and it's still going now. I've got my cup of tea here somewhere, so I'll have a little sip of that in a minute, and just before we jump into the game, and hopefully that'll perk my voice up a little bit. So we'll come back for the Everton game. So here we are in the Everton game. As you can see, I've got 3 new setups on the formation. This is one I've been using on another save, admittedly with players more suited for it, and it seems to work quite well. 3 up front seems to be a really good, powerful setup on this year's game, with this year's match engine. So trying to exploit that as much as possible. The other 2, the middle one, 4-3-3, no wings. That's a kind of similar in terms of the up front 3. Just slightly different take on, quite similar instructions, just slightly different take on the shape. And then the 4-3-3 transform, which I won't show off just yet because it's probably terrible. It's a bit more bit more pressing, like we were trying to do at the start of the season. So it's probably no more. I've just been doing a bit of reading up on some of the details I had from the last couple of games and stuff that seems to work with pressing and shape and things like that. So I've just been trying to adapt around what I was trying to do at the start of the season to around that, and yeah, so we'll leave that for now. I might drop into it in the game. I've been working on it behind the scenes, so the familiarity is there a little bit. So we're going to go with Benteke through the middle. We've got James Wilson and Berbatov either side of him. In the middle we've got Kabay and Milijevic. On the wings we've got Papa Soare, Joel Ward, and then at the back Sacco, Tompkins and Fosu Mensah. Fosu Mensah's kind of dropped back now into centre back, with Milijevic kind of covering that ball winning midfield role. Fosu Mensah probably does play that role a little bit better, but Milijevic is a good player, and the other defenders I've got probably aren't really suited for this. We are playing offside trap, and Scott Dan's got like 8 pace, so Riedewald probably could come in if I want to go that route, but I'm quite happy with what we've got here, and we'll go with that for today. We have got Zaha and Townsend on the bench just in case we do switch to that standard sort of 4-3-3, and we need to do that. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get into the game before this drags on a bit too much. My laptop is running quite slow again today. I had to delete, uninstall and install a few things, and it seems to be going a little bit quicker, but since I started recording, it slowed right down again. So no real surprises from Everton. Sancho up front, Schmid, don't know who he is, Sigurdsson and Balassi, Schneiderlin, McCarthy, Baines, Twanzebe, I think is on loan from United, Michael Keane, obviously a former United player, and Burnley. And you've got Seamus Coleman, must be back from injury now, yeah, and Jordan Pickford. So let's see how we get on. The team talks, I have been getting a little bit more out of these lately, and I'm going to say that now, and I'm probably going to go and mess it up. It's not too bad, certainly compared to what we were getting. So we'll go passionate on the overall one. No, maybe not. There's not so many choices there. We'll go with that. Yeah, didn't do too bad. try and get into this match as soon as possible. So Everton to kick off, kicking right to left in the white kit. We're going left to right in the blue, which is probably blue and red, but it's not really showing on here. So good. Berbatov's on the ball. Can we do something straight early on? Soiree out to the wing. And Berbatov, and it's somehow crept in. I think that's off own goal for Manzerbi. It is. Shame it hasn't gone to Berbatov, but do I care? No, we've scored after, what, 40 seconds? Something like that. So quick look, let's go to 3D. It's not very, as you see, my computer's not very good at the 3D. It's a bit harsh to be giving that as a an own goal, but own goal it is. And Bolassi's already struggling out there. So we scored a goal without having a shot on target, which is again a bit harsh because that was going on target. And Everton looked to break here through Bolassi. He's injured, but he's not looking like it. And we intercept nicely. There's that long ball, and Wilson's through. Good save by Pickford. So we get a corner now. Kabay is lethal with his pieces, and I say that, and he gives one straight back to Coleman. But again, we win it back, we turn it over, and that's really promising. Okay, it's a fairly poor Everton team, and we're through on their defence back line again. Berbatov should do better. I was hoping he was going to pull that across the goal then, really, rather than going for goal. But yeah, really happy with how this is shaping up already. It's kind of what I've seen on my other save offline. You know, I've got players that suit it better there, and obviously I've trained them to be more set up for it. So, but it's already playing quite well and doing what I want to do. But again, not getting too excited. It is a very, very poor Everton team. Well, poor form Everton team. So Berbatov down to Miljevic, Kabay. He's got that freedom just to pick a pass out. Berbatov, and Berbatov does get his goal. That's a great goal. Just exploit it. You know, we've not got wingers, but those wing backs have got a bit of licence to get forward. I need probably a replacement for Joel Ward. He's not really suited out for it. Soiree is very much set out for it. An assist by James Wilson. That's what he's there to do, and a great goal from Berbatov. 2-0 after 25 minutes, and we couldn't have asked for a better start for a live com, could we really? So if we can get through to half time, so Gerton's now injured. If we can get through to half time at 2-0, they've not had a shot on target. So I'm a bit reluctant to change anything because, you know, if it's working, why change it? You know, and Berbatov, he should make it 3-0. I mean, that should be a hat trick. Let's be honest for Berbatov there. Yeah, if we can make it through to half time at 2-0, I might look to change in the second half, just try and go a little bit more defensive. But like I was saying, what is the point if we're playing this well? And we're just going to trundle through to half time here by the looks of it. Yep, so we've retained possession well, but then lost a lot of possession. Central is the middle. That's a bit contradictory. We gain. Okay, we're regaining possession, so we're giving it up, but we're winning it back. Not a lot of possession in the opposition half, but not really too bothered. And Man City are beating Brighton, so sets up that second game very nicely. So we'll do the team talk. We'll go passionate here, I think. Keep it up. They're delighted. I'm delighted. Fans are delighted. Everyone's delighted. Hopefully the chairman's delighted as well, because I need to keep my job. Oh, a bit of a risky punch there from Pickford, but he gets away with it. So yeah, they're really struggling. Sigurdsson's gone off. Ross Barkley's come on, but Schmidt is now injured as well. Bolassi's still out there looking injured. So we just need to try and that looks like it. Yeah, that's going to be pulled one back. Again, on the balance of play, it's pretty much their first highlights. I mean, in effect, it's their first shot really, and they've scored it. Bolassi again, for a player who's injured, he's playing quite well. Soiree, that's a terrible clearance. We're not going to watch the rest of that. So it's now to the point: do I go to a bit more defensive, or do we try and push for that third? I'm very much of a person. I like to try and get another goal, try and seal the win out rather than try and defend it. When I try and defend leads, it normally ends in failure. So, Kabay with a free kick. Oh, I was expecting that to go in. He's deadly from his set pieces. We've actually got a few players in the team who are quite good at set pieces at the moment, actually. But I think we're going to make some changes. I think we've got a few tired-looking players out there. Joel Ward is looking tired, but I don't think I've really got anyone that can come in for him. No. Fosu Mensah, he's had a good game. We'll do that. But what we'll do, we'll take, because we're bringing Scott down, and we're going to take off the offside trap. And Soiree's looking tired, so we're going to bring Riedewald on. Again, they're booked as well. Both board is as well. That's worrying. Benteke's not having the best game. We'll bring Berbatov off for Crouchy. And we'll jump straight back in. Free subs, always risky. Would be very unsurprised if we got an injury or a red card now. But so we've had 2 shots. Despite the shots and the dominance of what it feels like a dominant performance, we've only had 2 shots on target, and one of those isn't the goal. So it's a bit disappointing, really. In Benteke, we should be out of sight. A couple of these that are off target should have been goals, or certainly work in Pickford. Good tackle there by Ward. Played it back to Hennessy. Out to Ward again, so he looks straight forward. But a terrible pass, and heart stops for a moment there. I thought we were going to... Good clearance, and Benteke, can he do anything? He should be stronger than that. He should be keeping hold of that ball, just keeping hold of it. Everton are shattered, much more than us. We get a free kick. I thought that was a penalty then. So going to the last few minutes, can we hold on? Can we hold on to this lead? It looks like we are going to just see it out. We don't do anything silly like that. Tompkins wins it back. He's a man mountain in this team. And Everton just hoof it out clear. Oh, I thought they hoofed that out clear. Apparently not. Can we just keep the ball? Everton piling on the pressure in the last few minutes. I really should have gone a bit more defensive, really. Benteke, yeah, that's a good claim. Keep hold of that, goodbye. We're still pushing through for that extra goal, and there we go. 2-1. It looked a lot more comfortable than it should have. It looked like it was going to be a lot more comfortable day than it ended up being, but, well, 3 points against the team at the bottom pretty much puts them, well, stranding them a little bit more. You know, we're a team that are just outside the places, not overly clear on points, but enough clear now, and certainly enough clear now that we would certainly not be finishing bottom. We're at bottom 3, still obviously there, but yeah. So what we'll do, I'll skip through these press conference, I'll skip through the news, and I'll come back for the Brighton game. So here we are back for the Brighton game, and no changes really. With no injuries to really worry about. The goalkeeper, sub-goalkeeper, is injured, but not really worried about that too much at the moment. We've got Hennessy in goal. He's been ever present. The other guy was never in contention. So just a slight change on the bench, but everything else is pretty much good to go from last time. So we've got Wilson, Berbatov up front with Benteke. We've got Kabay, Miljevic in the middle. We've got Soiree and Ward on the wing-back positions, and then we've got Sacco, Tompkins and Fosu Mensah at the centre-backs. We're going to try and see what we can do against the Brighton team, whose form is woeful. So obviously on a bit of a slide at the moment. Started off quite well. The last game we played against them, we lost 4-2 at the Amex Arena. They're going for 4-4-1-1. Yeah, so let's see what we can get out of this game. It really push us up that table. I think we guarantee to at least put us 13th for a win here. Passionate. It's the A23 derby, I've just noticed in the news as well. So that, I mean, knowing Croydon and knowing, well, Crystal Palace, I suppose, knowing Crystal Palace and knowing Brighton, probably is the A23, but it's a good sort of good old drive. So to call it a local derby would, yeah, be very wrong. That didn't quite go to plan, but let's try again. We'll go Passionate again. A little bit of an improvement there. So let's just get straight into this. So yeah, Burnley must have lost, because Brighton have jumped above them just by being at 0-0. So we can jump above them as well here. So not a lot happening. We were already 1-0 up in the last game. Benteke's injured again. Not what we need. Not what we need. And it's just as we got a good report from our medical centre saying that injuries are down, and with one of the best teams in the league, I think, with injuries now, the way it's been managed. But at the same time, a lot of players moan about extra training, and I think Benteke was one of them. So maybe it's something I need to take a look at. But he seems to be recovering a little bit. What is the injury? Should have checked that a bit sooner, really, shouldn't I? It's not telling me. Do I have to pause for it to tell me? going to let me see Benteke? It's not going to let me see. Do I have to go into tactics? This seems a bit of a silly way of doing it. It's not telling me. So we'll just get back into the game. Pretty poor first half, to be honest. Just, I don't think there's been one highlight apart from the kick-off. I'd like one of our players to actually try and close down that ball. It's the first highlight of the game. They've got their attacking midfielder injured as well at the moment. They're carrying a bit of a knock. Of course, now the highlights start and they're all Brighton. One shot on target for them, none for us. Gonna have to get aggressive in this one. So I think we'll go aggressive again, just really force the issue home. Oh, that hasn't gone well. A little bit too aggressive, maybe. It's a good tackle there. So we're still sitting in 14th. Win here would be so vital. And I might have to switch to that 4-3-3 and just try and sort of counter a bit more what they're doing. Just try and overpower them in the midfield a little bit. Because we're not really doing anything. I haven't seen us do anything. I think we're going to switch. So Benteke is obviously going to come off because he's not fit enough. I think Berbatov plays the false 9 the best. He does. And he's playing a little bit better. And the fitness is kind of similar. Okay, I would like to have the pace up front a bit more, but we'll get that from the wing. So we'll whack Zaha on the left because inside forward cutting onto his right, and we can drop Townsend in here for Wilson. Wilson can do a semi-decent job of it, but I'd rather have someone a bit more familiar with it. So let's push that in and see what we can do. See if that makes any difference. We've already got a shot on target, so that's already an improvement. So can we do something here? And again, it's a Brighton highlight, but it's not on target and it's not a threat. Dirty game, 16 fouls apiece here. Only one yellow card though, which is to us, of course. Oh, there we go, they've got one now as well. So can we win this ball? We do. Zaha, but Zaha loses out. So you can see there's a good bit of pressing going on here. But we're not getting the ball. There we go. Tompkins again. It's always Tompkins. Townsend to Kabay. Oh, it's a great chance. I think that's a clear-cut opportunity. Yeah, that's our first one of the game. I thought it was the first one of the game full stop, to be honest. But we're getting counted on our corner hit from our corner here. And they've scored. I really don't like... It's a bit like FIFA. I've said it with the kick-off glitches. FIFA. Getting in your corner is the worst thing to do in the game because you inevitably concede a goal or a good chance. Let's try and G them up a bit. Push forward. Can we score? Kabay free kick. Normally quite good from those. Kabay. That's an equaliser. Kabay. Very least not lose this game. I'll take a draw. Push on the way we played. I won't be watching that again. It was a set piece goal. Not the most attractive bit of football. Oh, we're not going to go straight concede again, are we? Can we? No, 1-1. I'll take that. We got the stats back to a decent position. We got the possession back to a decent position. Yeah, I think we'll settle for that as long as we're not losing to the rivals. That's the main thing. I think I'm going to still. Yeah, their form has been terrible. We've been on quite good form. We're on a pretty hefty unbeaten run now, I think. Let's have a look at the schedule. Pretty hefty. Yeah, if you take the cup game out and just go on the league form, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, a 10-game unbeaten run in the league. So you know we've got West Brom, Chelsea. Oh, see, this is the run that we're worried about. West Brom, Chelsea, United, Watford in the middle, who I think are on a bit of a bad run of form. Got Man City, Tottenham, Arsenal, Liverpool, West Ham. What a run in that is! Wow. You know, I looked at that last time and thought that running was going to be costing me my job. It's getting that way again. Let's see, we're on 31 points. Burnley have got a game in hand which can push them up a little bit more away from us, but you know, they've got to win it first, and a lot of teams around us have got games in hand still. They obviously must be playing on the... we played on the Friday. Okay, so they must all be playing on Saturday and Sunday. So Everton's still propping up the table. It looks like they're goners. They're really going to have a job on... it's only sort of, 8-9 points, but when you're playing like that, you've only got 4 wins all season. You know, that's not good. Not good. And, yeah. So with that, where we're going to go... I always say this, where we're going to come back, and I very rarely do. I'm not too sure, to be honest. I mean, we've got, 10 games of the season left, something like that. We've got 10 games left, so we'll maybe try and break it up. I'll maybe try and play these 2, Chelsea, West Brom, come back from Man United and Watford. One hard game, 1 winnable game, and we'll probably do the run-in again. So yeah, until next time. I do mean to say as well, if you are enjoying this content, please do drop a like, and if you're new around here, drop a subscription, and any feedback with comments or on Twitter would be most grateful. So yeah, until next time.